So I received the script of Kidnapped in February last year. It came into my inbox from Celador. I'm the head of new writing at the theatre company. And I'd never read the book. I'd never read Kidnapped. But I read this play and just got absolutely carried away in the story of it. I think it's a fantastic adventure story that takes you all the way across the Scottish Highlands and just absolutely captured my imagination from the very start. Because we always had 5 actors in the show, and we always had more than 20 characters, and we always have more than 10 settings. We have sort of 13, I think, different places that we have to create. From the very start, what I wanted to create with Kidnapped was something that took an ordinary setting and an ordinary group of people and made that setting come to life. So the concept of the play really stemmed from that, and what I wanted to do with it was to use anything and everything that you might find in everyday life to create these different characters. So we've got puppetry in there that uses everyday objects that you might find, or that an 18th century person might find lying around the house, and bring those to life to create characters, look at what costumes people might pick up from around their house to don them and become those different characters. So there was lots of characterization work that we did with the actors to try and work on how you can switch from one character to another, from the member of the family into character and back out again, and how we could create a room that could become lots of different places. So myself and the designer sat down for a very, very long period of time and with a small version of the set to try and experiment with how we could take various bits of furniture and turn them into a ship, or into a forest, or into a hut in the woods, and then all of a sudden become a drawing room again, or become something else. Very early on in our rehearsal process, actually, the idea of the opening of the play was discussed, and it's this family having a celebration, singing songs and traditional Scottish songs, and how that celebration that you almost interrupt can feed into the rest of the play, and how you're constantly reminded that you're still in these people's houses and they're telling you the story and singing you these songs and sort of informing you of what has happened. A lot of people are very familiar with Robert Louis Stevenson's other works, and the one that comes to mind is Treasure Island. And what he writes fantastically are these big adventure stories, and sort of swashbuckling is always thrown around it, something that does come to mind. And Kidnapped is, I think, the pinnacle, and what he saw as the pinnacle of his writing. He wondered if he would ever write anything as good as Kidnapped. And the adventure that is involved in this story is unlike anything I've ever read before. It's an adventure of absolutely epic proportions. They travel for hundreds of miles over days and days. And to be able to capture that in a way that explores storytelling and imagination that I don't think children get to experience quite so much these days.